Grado is the daft of the Football Daft podcast.
Is that a good story? Is that a good story?
I've got an encyclopedia brain.
He's got a day man nothing. Fuck's sake. Why are you a fucking hoot?
This is Football Daft, sponsored by Glasgow Private Hire. Make booking easier. Download our booking app now on App Store and Google Play.
You're a Rangers man. I'm a Hearts man.
With Ewen Cameron.
I work for Showtime and ESPN.
And...
With the top end of Stevenson, Grado!
Hello and welcome to the Football Daft podcast with Ewen and Grado, episode 14.
14 always reminds me of, remember when we didn't have squad numbers, and it was just 1 to 11 and then there was subs. I always felt Ali always got 14 when he was a sub.
Did he?
Well,
So back in the day,
13 was always a goalie, wasn't it?
So back in the day, it was 1 to 11.
Aye.
And if you were in
So who was 12? Who was 12?
12? Who would 12 be? Another player?
Why was there some goalie always 13? I don't get that.
That's true. Some goalies were always 13, even
weren't they?
even on FIFA.
Aye.
I play FIFA, and the goalie's always 13 as well. So you remember Ali McCoy when he was a substitute being number 14? Was he never 12?
No, but you would think maybe like he should have been. I don't know. What do you think? It's a bit bizarre, isn't it?
So who would get 12 then? Whoever else was on the bench?
A defender? I don't know. I can never remember.
But your memory's telling you that Ali McCoy was
Just
always
remember
14.
saying 14, aye.
With Ali McCoy. So if he
Aye,
was
in the later
9,
years.
if he was 9, he was 14.
aye.
Right, okay. Anything else you want to say about the number 14?
I wish I was 14 stone.
Hello and welcome to the Football Daft podcast. How are you doing, Grado?
I'm alright, mate.
Very good. It's an Old Firm special today ahead of the Old Firm game, which is a huge game considering both Celtic and Rangers got 100% records in the Scottish Premiership. So we will be speaking to a number of Celtic and Rangers fans and former Celtic, Hearts, Hibs, Livingston, St Johnstone and Newcastle player Darren Jackson will be in the studio to have a wee chat about his career and his thoughts and opinions on the Old Firm game. And he was part of the squad that stopped Rangers winning 10 in a row.
So we've had a few players on, haven't we? Simon Donnelly was the same.
He was part of it.
He was part of it as well.
And Charlie Miller was in the squad that was stopped from winning 10 in a row.
Aye.
So before we talk about the Old Firm and we speak to the fans, we're all about getting football tops and turning our little studio into some sort of man cave.
How many times have we been on about this and it's still there?
There's still no tops on the wall because every top we get sent
Have to send back.
Have to send back. So what top have you got today?
Well, I've got a signed Clyde top.
So we've got a top from Clyde. I take it they'll want it back, will they?
No, I have to keep it.
Are we allowed to keep this one?
Aye, it was that. Well, so it's a lassie called Lorna on Twitter, but her man gave me. I don't know if she was there. She was at that night I done an airdrie at the Pennycar Stadium. She handed me this. So I've got a lovely Clyde tap signed by the players.
Can you name one of the players?
I can't recognise. I'm trying to find David Goodwillie and see if I can recognise. No, I don't know. Somebody's wrote number 23. He's got an office. See, that to me, that is a big headed signature. I mean, come on, for fuck's sake, you play for Clyde.
Look at that
If
signature.
he's fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I mean?
Or Lionel Messi, that wee kind of like,
Aye.
that wee signature with a number on the top and a full stop.
That's no fair. We shouldn't be taking the piss out.
Thank you to Clyde.
Aye, thanks to Clyde. So we'll put this up.
Is that the first
I mean,
top
it's
we've
an
got?
XL, so I should fit into it, but...
Nah, you don't want to put that on. It's a signed top. We'll put it on the wall.
Aye, right, cool.
We'll put that on the wall. There's one other thing before we get into the football that I need to ask you about. You posted a video of a phone call with your dad on social media, and that video call went boom. So many people have watched it. Go and explain the story to me. I did see the video. Just explain it to people who haven't seen this video that everyone's talking about.
So basically, I was on the phone to my dad on Friday, and he says, that Doug shit out of the place last night. And I went,
What Doug? Your Doug?
So basically, we've got kind of shared custody of Cooper, who is Laz app. So
right.
I say shared custody, he's kind of got it 95% of the time. I take him when I can balance with him. But he has got, like his daddy. In fact, who's his dad? Am I his dad or is my dad his dad? I don't know.
So what would you be if your dad is the dad of the dog? What relation are you?
We're kind of half brother, half dad. I don't know, it's weird, isn't it?
Could you not both be the dad of the dog?
I suppose.
Yeah. You could still be the dad.
Two dads.
Two dads. Aye, people have two dads. Yeah, people have two dads.
Aye, fuck it, he's got two dads.
Yeah.
Right,
Anyway, so the dad's got two dads, but he's with your dad most of the time.
yes.
Right.
But he does have, like, his, like, dad B, because I'd say, but my dad is dad A, I'm probably dad B. His guts are fucked, right? He does his shits. I taken him out to Aaron a couple of years ago, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I went, "What's that smell?" And they let the dog stay in the room in Auckranny and Aaron, and the dog had shat everywhere,
Right.
over the carpet, and I was too feared to go down and ask for a mop and all that, because I didn't want to say that the dog had shat the flare in case, you know, they went after heads, or we get charged or whatever. So I basically used a Morrison's bag and wiped it up. I mean, it was all my taser, my fucking MacBook, the full lot. So I taken the wee bastard out to...
Wait. See, before you tell us about where you took the dog, how did shit get on your MacBook?
Because he sprays, mate. He sprays. It goes everywhere, right?
You don't need to go any further, right? Go
okay.
on.
So then I went and took the dog out so that he could, you know, make sure he fucking.
What's the point? He's already done it.
I know, but it was just in case. But of course, we no go back to the tail. I fell asleep and he done it again. Woke up, shot again, shot twice.
Right,
so that was murder.
The
So
dog's
he's
like
known.
you. The dog's like you. He's got a bowel problem.
Yeah.
Right.
So I phoned my dad and I says, "What's up? What's happening?" He shot in the flare last night, and of course I started laughing. He went, "It's no funny. It's no funny." It was in, and I thought, "Here, get the camera on." I goes, "He's going to start ranting about this," and Jerry's face, he's gone. It was over my face. It was over the cap. Because see, I think the dog was sitting above him. He sits above him on the couch, and my dad crashed out, and my dad just woke up with fucking shit all over him. He just basically was sitting on the couch, and he's just shot out his face. So, you know, play it. You maybe edit it in, John, but I'll play it anyway just to play it back, right?
So he shot in your face? Shot in my face, my ear, my food, my
Creepy sweet.
flare, every fucking bit.
And see, and then my dad, and then after that, my dad was gone. He came what he was doing. He knew he was doing.
You think
He meant that. He meant that. That's what he was saying. That's what he was on. He fucking meant it. He knew what he was doing.
Grado's Rant.
It's now time for Grado's rant. We don't know what's on Grado's mind. I do know that you were considering having a rant about cigarettes, but you showed me something in the office that I said you need to rant about this, because I have also suffered from a similar problem to you on a jacket. Explain to us what your problem is this week, Grado.
Well, I've got a pair of breeks here, Puma ones, and I can't wear them. Look, if you listen to that, the dozy bastard that served me never taken the mad beep, 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 hang off.
The security tag.
Security tag. So I've now
Look at
got
the
a
size of that thing.
I know, look, so, you know what I mean?
Aye.
How am I meant to put that on? You know what I mean?
You can't go anywhere because that would beep every shop
And
you went into.
This has happened a few times now. It happened in Florida. I bought a pair of the Rocks. The Rocks got Under Armour shorts. So I bought a pair of the Under Armour shorts. Go home and fucking... The security tag on it. So I couldn't wear it. 70 bar. Now again, it's fucking GD Sport.
Hold on a
Sorry.
wee second, right? You have a pair of pants that has a security tag on it. Never in my life have I bought a pair of pants or boxers where there's a security tag on them. How much were those pants? Did they have to put a security tag on them?
Well, I think they were only about £9 or something like that.
For one pair?
No, it was a box of free. It was a box of free. It was a box of free.
No, it can't be.
No, it was.
No, because the
You
security...
don't buy one pair of pants.
Well, wait, this is where there's a problem with me. This is where I think there's an issue,
Right, what?
right? When you buy a box of 3 pants, right, the security tag's going to be on the box, not on the individual pants.
Well, that's not my problem, mate. That's the fucking dafties at JD Sports. That's what I mean. I'm in total agreement with you. But there I was last night running about
Mate,
the house in the
mate,
scud.
just-
You know what I mean? I'm trying to find a pair of pants. I put this one on. I realise again. I try to take a pair of scissors to it. I've tried fucking forks. There's a guy on YouTube that's getting up demonstrations how to get it off. I was following him, trying to get it. I've done everything to do it.
Can you not get it off at all? Let me have a look.
That's right. No, you know do it. Watch they don't rip them.
Oh, no, you got a hold
I
of
know,
them,
mate.
yeah.
I know. The fuck. So all I'm saying to you is...
What you saying?
Consumers. No, we're consumers. You call them staff.
Retail staff.
Retail staff, right? Honestly, just double check it. Come on. As it takes, just make sure.
2 seconds.
And by the way, I mean, they don't fucking work anyway because they never beeped when I'm at the shop. So what's the fucking hell point of putting them on in the first place? You know what I mean? Daft bastards.
It's the Football Daft podcast with Ewen and Grado, sponsored by Glasgow Private Hire. Still to come on the show today, we're going to be speaking to some Celtic and Rangers fans ahead of the Old Firm game at Ibrox, see what they've got to say ahead of the game itself. We'll also look back at the weekend's games, and we're also going to speak to Darren Jackson, who will be live in the studio with us to look ahead to that Old Firm game and to talk about his career playing for the likes of Celtic, Hearts and Hibs. That's all still to come on the podcast. But before we go any further, we're going to say thank you to our sponsors, Glasgow Private Hire. And Grado, you love Glasgow Private Hire. Why do you love Glasgow Private Hire, Grado?
Well, they're always inviting us to their boats at Ibrox. Yeah.
So you just love them because they invite you to hospitality.
I love.
Do you like the guys?
I love the guys.
Forget that they invite you to corporate hospitality for the Rangers games. Forget that that's
Right.
in the equation. It's just the guys. Do you like them?
They're all right, aye.
So you like them when they're inviting you. They're all right when they're no.
Listen, they're good guys, mate. As I say,
Good laugh.
It's a good laugh.
Good company.
It's a good laugh. Do you know what I mean? I get to it off one of the boys that sits in the box.
Yeah.
I met him out in the tune. He says, "You were sitting in my seat, you fucking hang away." I'm going, "How?" He goes, "I was meant to be going to that game, and you got my seat. You were sitting in my seat." I was looking at the photos. I was going, "Any time you don't want to go, mate, just give us a shout." In actual fact, hey, wasn't this right? I went out. I'm laughing, right? But
What?
I went out at half time, right, for a just quick smoke, right? You're not really meant
Inside
to.
Ibrox, yeah.
Aye,
You're not
outside.
allowed to leave and do
I know
that.
I can, I know, put myself in it. And I get talking to a guy, and, "Hey, Grado, how you doing, mate?" And I'm going, "Aye, how you doing?" He's going, "Listen, I was going, what you doing here?" He goes, "I got my box, my company owns a box, Newcastle, and I'm going, "Aye, but fucking, hey, time you needing somebody to come along, man, you might be shout." It's like, give me his number. No, he's from Newcastle, but he comes up to
Aye.
watch the Rangers.
And he's got a box at Newcastle. Well, can I
No, he's
just...
got a box at Ibrox, and I says
Aye.
anytime.
And he's got a box in Newcastle as well, so he's got a box in both.
No, he's just from Newcastle.
He's just from Newcastle.
Aye.
So was that your attempt at a Geordie accent?
Aye.
Try that again.
Well, no, my Geordie accent, as I remember when Gazza signed for Rangers, is you got some quality players. Oh, that's shit, innit? Quality players. Oh, what's
Try
Newcastle
that again.
The Rangers have got some quality player. Oh, fuck, I can't.
you
Give me a sentence to say Newcastle.
No, there you go. Give it the Glasgow Private Hire details in a Geordie accent.
Right. Where is it? Download the app from the App Store and Google Play, like. That's fucking bish. Hold on. Newcastle. Download the app. Newcastle. Download the app from the App Store and Google Play. Oh,
What's the number in a Geordie accent? Give the number out for Glasgow Private Hire.
0141. No, that's all right. 0141. That's all right. 0141 774 3000.
Yeah,
Go there, man.
You got there in the end, aye, yes. It's now time to look back at the weekend games and some of the talking points. At Parkhead, Celtic beat Hearts by 3-1. You predicted that. You said that last week.
I didn't get the
What's wrong with you?
fucking bagel.
Why are you eating a bagel? This was recording the podcast. Where is that bagel?
It's in the flame now. I get rid of it. It's fucking bagel. Hey, as my girlfriend calls it, your beagle.
It's not a beagle.
That's a dog, innit?
Does she call it a beagle?
Says you've left your beagles. Anyway, so I got the prediction correct.
Aye,
I didn't
3-1.
get the structure right.
But that doesn't matter. You said Celtic 3, Hearts 1, so
Oh my God! Hopefully, I correctly predict this week.
we'll get to that
Right,
shortly.
right,
But
right.
so Celtic, who had been under a wee bit of pressure because of the performance against Cluj when they got knocked out of the Champions League qualifiers, and then they followed up with a really tough victory against Dunfermline. There were some questions being asked of Celtic. Well, I think they've answered those questions because their performance against Hearts was particularly good. Good goals, good movement. They look like they're back on track just in time for the game against Rangers. And then they went out and they beat AIK as well last week, 2-0 at home. Again, it was 2 going on 3, 4, 5 and 6. So Celtic, good performance,
What
good
about Hearts?
result. Hearts are struggling. We've got 1 point. We're joint bottom of the table. I know you shouldn't really look at the league table until after maybe the first 10 games of the season, but it's not looking great at all. We're
Do you
poor.
think we Budgies has got the boys to tell
Nah,
Levine to?
nah. And I think we need to get shot of Craig Levine.
Right.
And I hate saying that because he is a Hearts legend, and he was one of my favourite players as a boy growing up.
Aye.
Hearts through and through, but I think his management style was all right 20 years ago. I think it's a different state of affairs now, and he needs to go.
Hearty heads.
There's not much to sing about just now. Hearts losing by 3-1 to Celtic, the champions. St Mirren 0, Rangers 1. Again, Rangers have ground that one out. But when I say that, you dominated the game. But when it's 1-0, you're always in with a chance. And what a chance St Mirren had right at the end of the game to steal a point.
Oh, it was shaky,
it was like
man.
5 yards out. And he lets it bounce off him. Into,
Is that the boy that came on his debut?
Aye. So the big chance there. But again, that's a game you might not have won last year.
100%.
So it's a good sign for Rangers going forward. And it's not only was it a great goal, but it was a goal that Barisic needed.
Definitely. It was something to build up his confidence. As I said, he's been under scrutiny for quite some time now. Also, I know you're saying about the goal with St Mirren near the end. Jermaine Defoe, though, if he could have put that one
First
away,
3 minutes,
then it could have been a completely different story.
Yeah, which is unusual for him because if he doesn't score, he still normally hits the target.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to miss from that distance was a surprise. But Rangers winning at 1-0, again, like Celtic, a 100% record. You must be happy, Grado.
I'm happy, man. I'm happy. As I say, it's a great start to the season. And as you say, I don't think, that if this happened last year, the likes of the
Kilmarnock game.
The Kilmarnock game, and also when we played Motherwell in Aberdeen at Fir Park in Pittodrie.
Yeah.
Grinding these results. We never done that last year. We're doing it this year, so hopefully we continue with that.
Next game that we're looking back at, Kilmarnock 0, Aberdeen 0. Aberdeen, what's happened with them in the last few weeks?
Kelly?
What's happened with Kelly? I mean, they're joint bottom with Hearts at the moment. Just the 1 point which they picked up against Aberdeen. Aberdeen obviously being knocked out of the Europa League. Not a great performance there. Struggled in the League Cup against Dundee. They've drawn with Kilmarnock. They lost to St Mirren in their last couple of league games. Should Aberdeen fans be worried?
Not yet.
No yet. Still time. Do you still think they're going to be the best of the rest?
Well, I was thinking it was going to be Hibs this year, and I was still to.
See, the jury's out on Hibs as well. Even though I mean, they
It's
drew
like,
the weekend. There's a jury out on
There's
Heckenbottom.
you know how like last year Hearts started well.
Yeah, no one's.
There's no other teams doing
Nah,
that. Then
it's
there's
just Celtic and
it's just
Rangers.
Celtic and Rangers.
Yeah, there's
You know
not
what I mean?
much between
That's
any of them.
Aye, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
no that it's.
Do you know what it's like? It's a bit like the Championship in England. It looks like everybody could beat everybody.
Aye.
There's no one that's standing out at the moment.
It's going to be all the gaff.
And I've just touched on Hibs there. They were 2-up into injury time. They draw 2-2 with St Johnstone, who couldn't buy a result up until the weekend there. And I knew they drew with Livingston last week at home 2-2, and there's another 2-2 result for them. But Hibs fans are not happy with Heckenbottom.
Really?
Yeah, the jury's out. They're a bit restless. Hamilton 1, Motherwell 3. Big win for that. Big win for Motherwell in the local derby. It helped with Hamilton having a player sent off.
Aye.
Perfect. Moving on. Ross County 1, Livingston 4. I actually thought Ross County were a good bet to win that game. I had them on my coupon. I did not see that result coming.
Neither did I either. I thought Ross County newly promoted.
I think they're like 18 games unbeaten at home or something.
Exactly.
And then losing like that 4-1. I think they were 3-0 doing it at some point in that game.
Aye. I think Gary Holt, man, he's no bad manager. I'm surprised Kelly never went for him in the summer. Just thought I'd put that out there. It's a Kelly legend.
So you don't mind upsetting the Livingston fans?
What Livingston fans? No, hey, I love the tournament. I love going to the Spaghetti Head.
And a couple other talking points while we're here. Ricky Foster, who I know has had a bust up with the St Johnstone manager, and he's been bombed out of not just the team but the squad. Not quite sure what has happened there. I have messaged Ricky, and he's not replied.
Of course he has.
Right.
Why is he going to tell you what happened between him and Tommy Wright, knowing who you are, and you've got a fucking fit the podcast? He never replied.
It's the Football Daft podcast with Ewan and Grado, and it's a big weekend of football, particularly in Glasgow, because it is the Old Firm derby. Who's playing?
Rangers versus Celtic.
At what stadium?
Ibrox Stadium.
Ibrox Stadium. Both teams with 100% records, and this is the part where we get to speak to the fans of both Celtic and Rangers. We're delighted to have on the line Mikey, who sat in his car in his Matalan shirt and with the shittest beard I've ever seen.
No, that's not a bad. Well, no.
Do you like his beard?
Have you got a sleeve tattoo? Mate, see, I hate not seeing him. Have you got a sleeve tattoo?
No,
No.
I've just got sleeves.
Oh, right, sorry. Where do you work? You like to say?
Queen's City of Glasgow, Housing Association.
What do you think of the show overall, Mikey? Give us a review before we speak about Celtic versus Rangers at Ibrox.
Well, I think I usually listen on a Friday, and it's good to have that sort of nonsense and banter going into the weekend.
Aye, that's cool. I like that.
Do you learn anything when you're listening to us?
Yeah.
What have you learned?
I've learned that you've got a dodgy tummy.
Aye, well,
Aye.
so's my dog. You'll find out more about this once you hear it back. You get any stomach problems?
Not at the moment, no.
Oh,
Do you have any issues that you want to talk about before we get to football?
No, I'm all right.
You're
Right,
all right.
cool.
What about your hair? You sure that's all right?
It's receding a bit, but
No, it's no.
He's trying to cover it up with a comb over. For those of you who can't see it, we can see him because it's FaceTime.
Aye.
they've both got hats on, but so what are they hiding?
Correct.
That's a good point, actually.
Aye.
And you don't know, and you don't know if you want a beard or not, do you? It's kind of like like a dodgy hypnotist kind of look.
It's like me and all, mate. I wish I could grow a beard, but I mean, it's just a fucking bunch of pubs stuck together. I hate it. I would love a full bifter of a beard, but
He
I
can't do it either.
No, I know. But do you know I phoned up to get a beard transplant?
No way.
Aye, I did, aye.
You actually phoned
But it
somebody
was
for a beard transplant.
No, it was for a Channel 4 were following me about, and they were saying, what do you, because they were like, we want to give you a makeover, and I says, well, beards were the in thing at the time, and I says, I really want a beard and I can't grow one. So I says, come all day. So I phoned up this
Hair transplant guy.
transplant guy in London. I says,
What, Hartley Street?
well, whatever, don't fucking know what street it was, mate, but I phoned it anyway.
Uh-huh.
And I says, look, Hull, I want a beard. I says, I'll fly down tomorrow. I'll give you £200 cash in hand. Give me a beard transplant. I've got so many followers on Twitter. I'll put £200 in your pocket if you can give me it. He went, I ain't bother. Seriously?
Did you go down?
And I never got, nah, just change my mind.
So what's the point of the story?
I don't know.
Hey, Mikey.
All right.
Let's talk Rangers versus Celtic this weekend. Before we get to the big game itself, what do you think of Rangers so far this campaign?
Doing well. Quite happy with that we seem to be grinding out the results. I know obviously there's been a couple of games that Kelly away, St Mirren away, and then obviously Hibs at home. They were 3 games that we didn't always do so well in last season, so it's good to see them getting over the line, I suppose.
I take it you're confident because of the previous 3 games, because last year you wouldn't have had 9 points out of 9. At least you've now found a way to grind out a result, something you weren't doing last year.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's early in the season and everything, but I think going into the Old Firm, level points is always going to be, encouraging. I know they've maybe been scoring a wee bit more freely than Rangers have done over the last couple of games, but I'd be confident of getting a couple of goals against them at Ibrox on Sunday.
Oh, you sound quite confident. See, this is, I think, so this is, we're recording this today on a Tuesday. I think the sleepless nights start tonight, because Old Fun week.
Aye.
I don't know how.
Do you get nervous?
Oh, how do you go in with Hearts and Hibs?
Nervy.
Yep. I mean,
Nervy.
it does affect my
It kicks in for me like Wednesday night, Thursday morning. The closer the game gets.
And it's just that kind of horrible, excited, nervous, confident.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, do you know what? There's no matter what we can say, you just never know what's going to happen until that game kicks off.
Yeah.
It's the same all the time. Nobody ever predicts right these games.
No. If you were picking a team, Mikey, Morelos or Defoe?
It's a good question.
See, I think it'll depend on who plays Thursday.
True.
I think.
Because I'm surprised that they played Scott Arfield on Sunday. He's played a lot of games. And I thought...
One for me who looks quite tired about the 60-minute mark recently.
See, I thought he would have possibly have rested Arfield on Sunday because he's obviously going to play on Thursday, and we need him for Sunday.
So what do you think will be the score on Sunday? Do you think you'll go 3 points clear, 4 out of 4, or what do you think?
Yeah, 4 out of 4. We have to take that optimism, I think.
So what's your prediction for the score?
3-1.
3-1 Rangers.
3-1 Rangers.
Really
3-1 Rangers,
confident,
aye.
man. Really confident.
Do you go to the games, Mikey?
When I can. I'm not a season ticket holder, but when I can.
So you're a pretend Rangers fan?
Just like you.
Mikey, have you got some housing association jobs to do this afternoon?
Yes, a fair few, yeah.
Right, so are we keeping you back?
Well, I'm another 15-minute on my lunch, so.
Oh, where you go? What did you have for your lunch, big man? See, you've got a bottle of Lucozade there. Where else you go?
Tesco meal deal, mate.
Oh, did you? It's
I love
Friday.
a Tesco meal
Aye.
deal.
What'd you get in your piece?
I got a cheese triple.
A cheese triple.
Wow.
A cheese triple. So what is that? Is that with cheese and onion, cheese ploughmans, cheese and ham?
Cheese tomato, cheese pickle, and cheese onion.
Oh, I like the cheese and onion.
What? But here's a big question. So you got the Lucozade instead of the Coke, and you got the triple cheese. What crisps would you pick up?
Walker salt and vinegar, bet you.
I went for a Twix instead of crisps.
Oh.
Nah, that doesn't work for me. Lucozade with a Twix doesn't work. It's going to be a packet of crisps. It has to be ready salted.
Because you know what I would do, mate, Ewan? See with the pieces, I would take a wee bit of salt and vinegar Walkers and plank them in, the cheese and onion.
Give it a wee bit of crunch. Aye. And a wee bit, aye.
Anyway.
You screwed up there, Mikey.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
I hope your meal deal predictions aren't as shit as your fucking Fitbit predictions.
You must be happy with a 3-1 on Sunday.
Oh, I would be over the moon with 3-1. It's just you don't want to be confident. And if I say here on this show that Rangers are going to beat Celtic and we get bait, then I'm going to look like a fanny next week. So I'm watching what I'm saying.
Well, if we do lose or drop points, then I would have confidence that we would be able to pick them up. So,
Do you know what? Here's my prediction right now, and it's not a good one. No, it's not. It's a good one. But I've got a feeling it's going to be one of the games, not an each.
Oh, don't.
I know.
There's too many goals in both teams for no to be goals. Aye.
You think so?
100%.
Right. I mean, I hope no.
There'll be goals in this game.
Right, okay.
I think one of the guarantees of the weekend, both teams to score, is the bet of the week.
Right.
100%.
Well, what about both goals to score?
And they draw.
Or what?
That's a good bet.
No, I would say what about, because you always get good money back on both teams to score in both halves. That's a good bet.
That's a really good bet. You might get 9-10 to 1 for that.
Aye.
Anyway, we digress. Mikey, it's been lovely talking to you.
Thanks, guys.
We'll let you get back to your meal deal.
Aye. Tell all your workmates you were on the telly. Well, is it the telly?
He's on FaceTime, mate. It's not the telly. Hey, Mikey, lovely talking to
See
you.
you later again, mate.
Cheers.
It's now time to speak to Paul, who's on FaceTime. He's a Celtic fan. Hello there, Paul.
How you doing? All right, boys?
Not bad, mate. It would appear as though you're in some sort of vehicle. What sort of vehicle are you in?
The City Building.
I don't even know what that is. Are you showing me the T-shirt?
Is that your own company or what?
That's the council.
Oh, are you pulled over? I take it you're pulled over and nice and safe.
Out there, mate.
Right.
Just round the corner from Grado's old haunting ground.
Where are you?
Castle Grayskull.
Oh, you're at Ibrox. I thought you said you were doing. I thought you maybe said you were doing Stevenson, mate.
No.
You know, I never used to play for Rangers, mate.
You want to be a body like that, Grado?
Paul,
Hey, hold on a minute, wait there. So you try to call me fat?
Paul, who are you in the van with?
Josh Hartley.
Who's Josh Hartley?
In relation to Paul?
Another good Celtic man.
All right.
Let's see Josh.
He's a good brother of the brush.
Good brother of the
All right
brush.
there, Joshy boy.
Then,
So you two are Celtic fans. We've got the big Old Firm game this weekend. First of all, I'm going to ask you, Paul, then I want to get Josh's thoughts on it as well. What are you thinking ahead of the game? Both teams, 9 points out of 9. Great start to the campaign. Your thoughts?
very confident, Ewan.
At Ibrox, the last 2 games at Ibrox, you played like shite.
Aye, but that was for nothing. We'd already won the league by then. We won the Cairn.
An Old Firm
an
game.
Old Firm day, mate.
Old Firm games,
can't come
you
away with
care.
Aye, it's only when we get beat we don't care.
That's true.
Fuck you,
I mean, are you that confident? I mean, I know you've been scoring goals for fun, but the last couple of games you haven't been particularly great. You look at the game against Cluj, that was poor. The game against Dunfermline. You're better against Hearts, winning 3-1 there at the weekend. Are you happy with the way things are going at Celtic just now and the way you're playing?
I'm happy.
Aye.
15 goals, 3 games, mate.
Right, so Paul, big game on Sunday. How you feel in terms of we were talking to a Rangers fan there, and we were talking about the nerves. Do you get the kind of pre-match, midweek, Old Firm jitters? You know, where you're toasting and turning at night, and you're feeling a wee bit nervous, anxious about the weekend, or are you that confident that you're gonna pump us?
Grado, I've just turned 40 the other day, mate, so I don't get as nervous, but Josh is shining himself.
How's it going, Josh? So how are you feeling about Sunday, mate?
Quietly confident, aye.
Right, aye.
Quietly.
Are you worried though? Because Paul's hinting that you're worried a wee bit.
No, it's just the usual, that week of the butterflies.
That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm.
So, I can't wait now. I'm just waiting for Sunday. That's the worst of it.
Josh, have you got the butterflies right now? Now we're recording the show on a Tuesday. Are you feeling it already?
I've
Aye.
just thinking about the game now. I've got
Aye.
the butterflies thinking about it.
And just thinking about it, so this will go up. The YouTube goes up to Friday. So basically, you're going to be a YouTube superstar Friday night. Saturday night, do you think you might get your hole?
Tell my bub.
What did he say?
He's got a bird.
Aye.
I said, hopefully don't tell her.
Brilliant. So before you leave, give us two score predictions.
Paul, what
who
about you?
What about you?
I think it'll be 1 each.
Right.
Josh isn't happy. You think 1 each? Do you think both teams will remain unbeaten come Sunday?
No, 1 for Edward, 1 for Forrest.
Yes,
Fucking brilliant.
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 Joshy boy,
Josh.
your turn. What's your prediction?
I'll say 4-2 Celtic. Julian first.
4-2 Celtic.
He's started this round, 7 million signing. He'll be running right up to the 800 fans like that.
Paul and Josh, it's been lovely talking
he's
to
a
you.
wee great.
All the best, boys, and enjoy the game this weekend.
Aye, mate. What are you saying to it?
Go, mate. Fritza was asking for you.
Who?
Fritza.
Fritza?
Fritza Grando. Fritza Grando.
Fucking done me right here.
Cheers, boys. We're continuing to speak to the fans ahead of the Old Firm game this weekend. Rangers against Celtic at Ibrox. We've got another Rangers fan on the line. We've got Harkey sat there in his Rangers jersey. You can see him on FaceTime. How you doing, Harkey?
I'm good. The lad's excited. I've been watching since episode 1, so I'm buzzing to be on.
Brilliant, mate.
You like the show then, aye?
Love it, mate. Love it. Big fan of Grado. I've met him a couple of times.
Oh, tidy. Aye, I remember you.
You surprised me. I listened to you on Real Radio years ago. I thought you were a bit of a prick then, but you're not as much of a prick.
Aye. See, that's what I think this podcast has done. That's what this podcast has done. See, I used to listen to him in Real Radio when I thought he was all right.
Aye.
And a lot of folk just remember him for his fucking horrific stint in STV2. That late show
I've heard a
bollocks.
phrase about Danny Dyer years ago, the prick's prick. I like
Aye,
it.
mate, that's exactly who he is. Do you know what? I've spoken about this before, but Amy McDonald said something similar. It's basically said, look, he's a prick, but he's your prick. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, that's it.
Aye, that's basically it.
Right, that's lovely, Harkey. Thanks.
Love you, mate. Love you.
Love you too. Let's talk about the Old Firm game this weekend. How you feeling?
The last 7 years, I'm in a group chat with all the boys for the True Blue Valley Crew, our supporters club, and my nickname on it is Negative Nancy because
really?
I'm a bit of a realist, but I'm finding it really hard not to be excited for Sunday. Not that I don't want to be, but you can't underestimate things, but it's hard to see past the Rangers win on Sunday.
Really? Is that how confident you are?
Where's the confidence come from?
I think for goalkeeper to manager, we're stronger in every position than A, we were last season, and B, than Celtic, to be honest. I just think we've got the confidence going forward. We're sure of every position. We seem to have cover for everyone, but Gerrard seems to know just what team to field for competitions and stuff like that now, whereas I don't think Lennon does. I I seen a video last week after the Dunfermline game. It was actually before extra time, and he was trying to call the players in, and none of them seemed to be buying into it. None of them were kind of following it. So I thought, when you just pick up on these wee things on the week of Old Firm, you know what it's like. You look for anything.
Do you think?
But I just think. Sorry, on you go.
Do you think that Lennon still doesn't know his best 11, whereas Gerrard does?
Definitely. I think we've actually got the positive side of things, whereas we're picking between players that are in form. So we're choosing between Morelos and Defoe because both of them are in form. Whereas they're buying defenders for millions of pounds and playing their midfielders in there.
Aye,
which
but
is mad.
I know what you're saying, but you've still got to remember they've still three wins out of 3. They've scored how many goals? 15 goals.
The only
15,
competition that
12
they're
or
carrying
15
momentum
goals.
in is this one, to be honest, is the league.
Aye.
I just think at Ibrox we've got a wee bit too much for them. I just think the battle fever will be on come Sunday and the boys will get a job done.
Tidy, what do you think about Defoe or Morelos starting on Saturday? Sorry, Sunday.
I was talking about this earlier on to my missus. She just listens to me, to be honest.
Is she not a Rangers fan?
Is she in the group chat?
No, she is bad. Some of the stuff that happens in there. But I just think when you're going and you're playing against Celtic, we're going to have to be aggressive. They're going to be aggressive. Obviously, that's got its connotations when you're talking about Morelos, but I don't think you can leave him out.
Right.
I think with regards to playing the ball up, getting us up the park and keeping us up the park, Morelos is better.
Aye.
He seems to be a lot more mature this year. He seems to have maybe taken that wee word. Final last words, touch wood, but I would probably start with Morelos.
Aye.
I
think he's got a point to prove against Celtic.
Aye, because the way he's
this
behaved.
is all we keep hearing about, innit? That he's never scored.
He's never scored.
Blah, 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 but
do we start with Defoe and then bring Morelos? Because I think the way, I mean, Morelos hates a striking partner. Do you know what I mean? It's
but Morelos is also a good impact player. But so is Defoe. You could go either one. If truth be told, the way they're playing and they're scoring goals,
you could. It's going to be a tough decision.
Let's talk about the game itself. You're confident. What's your score prediction, Harkey?
2-0 Rangers.
Aye.
2-0 before half time.
Because we just spoke to a couple of Celtic fans and they are buzzing and they're really confident. One predicted 4-2 Celtic at Ibrox.
Well, did they not tell you we died and all that? And you know that part?
No, but they did get me a Berzer, you'll see. Oh, fuck.
There's the Old Firm and all that paper, but no, I just think we'll go 2-0 up before half time, and then I think they'll maybe try and shore things up second half.
So you're going for a 2-0 win against Celtic, which means it's 12 points out of 12. Does that mean that Rangers are the real deal when it comes to title challengers, and do you think they'll win it?
I think, to be honest, our mindset now, as I say, I get called Negative Nancy on the chat, but I think if they want 9-0 this year, they're going to have to come and get it. I think that the way that we've started, we look strong, we look more up for it, to be honest. I think the nerves are kicking in. I think a lot of the 9-0 players for Rangers spoke about it over the years, but they were big characters. Celtic have just sold one of their biggest characters. I think Brown's on his way, famous last words, but Brown's on his way down. I think he's made a dressing room kind of figure now rather than an on-the-field figure. So I don't know. I just think we've got more about us. I think bringing Andy King and stuff in. Andy King played for Leicester when they were tipped to blow it, and it was never going to happen. I think that was a shrewd move for Gerrard, because I think guys like him are valuable in the dressing room as well, as Arfield and stuff, more seasoned pros like Defoe. So I think longevity-wise, I think if we get a result at Parkhead, I'd be confident we'll win the league.
I mean, I'm listening to you and I can see you, and the confidence is oozing out of you that Rangers are not only just going to win on Sunday, but win the league.
The boys will never believe that, mate, honestly. I'll be getting pelters.
And will your opinion change if you end up drawing or losing the game on Sunday?
I think it can. I don't know. I think it's important to land the first punch. It's important to give them a bloody nose on Sunday. But then it depends on the next one. It just goes on to the next one, mate, because you've still got another 3 chances to beat them. So
3 points.
It's a kick in the proverbials. But I think I'm even thinking about it, to be honest. I think Rangers are going to win on Sunday. I think if they're going to get a result, it'll be a draw.
Well, your confidence is giving me the fear.
Do you want me to get back to being negative Nancy?
No, but I'll tell you what.
It'll be a draw.
Well, I've just said to you, and I can see it, and I hope it's no, but I can see it being one of these drawn out, nothing each.
No,
See if it is, I'll be back on
I
with
just
Gordon
think
Sword next week. Game is off out.
Nah, I think there'll be goals in
think-
this game. I think it'll be a cracking
Right,
game.
right, okay.
Both
Aye.
teams know how important this is to land that first blow.
That's
and
it.
and I
We give
think,
a bloody nose.
yeah, and I think it's going to happen. Which way? I'm not so sure just yet. So, Harkey, before I let you go, you're saying it's 2-0. You think the Rangers are going to win the league? And give us a review of this podcast before we go.
I love it, mate. I watch it every week. One of my wee mates, Sando, he's always messaging us back and forth on a Friday. You seen it yet? You seen it yet? You
Aye.
seen it yet? So we're up. We love it.
Brilliant,
Just
brilliant.
obviously while I'm on, can I say hello to all the boys if that's all right?
Go on, mate. Say hello to whoever you want.
All the boys in the True Blue Valley crew. We're from down in Ayrshire, so the Garnet Valley. That's our squad. My mate Martin and my mate Andrew, they're a couple of Aberdeen fans, believe it or not, in Ayrshire. And my big mate Grimmy. That's it.
Tidy.
My granny, my father, granny.
The dog.
She got to stay or not. Can't even trust you in with the dog.
Harkey, mate, you've been a great caller. Thanks very much.
Thanks for that, Harkey.
Brilliant.
Enjoy the game
Cheers,
this
lads.
weekend,
Right,
and you're a star of the show.
Aye,
Cheers,
cheers,
buddy.
brother. Thank you.
Right, cheers, lads. Catch you later.
See you later, bud.
While we're on the subjects of shout-outs, I want to give a shout-out this week to my main man, Ryan Dunbar. Ryan is no well just now. He's in
I know
hospital.
Ryan.
Aye.
Aye.
Him and his dad, Peter, come along to a lot of the wrestling shows, and they're big fans of the podcast. So, Ryan, if you're listening, stick in, my man.
Aye.
You are the man, and we'll hopefully see you at some point soon.
Yeah.
Ringside.
Stay strong, Ryan.
Aye,
We're thinking
we're
about you,
thinking
my
about
man.
you, my man. And Peter.
Right, Grado.
Aye.
I'm a presenter, and I've been presenting for a number of years, and I lead the show. But I have been working on the radio this week, and every single day this week I've had to listen to you because you're now the voiceover for an advert. And it sounds really good. You sound professional. You're now the voice for McGee's. So with that in mind, I think that you should lead this part of the show, that you become the presenter. Because I know that you'd like to be a presenter, you just don't think you're good enough at it.
No, we've been doing it hundreds of years, haven't you?
I've been doing it a long time, but you'd like to get to my level. You're League 2 and Premiership.
Right,
so you need to work your way to League 1, Championship, and then to get to me where I am at the
Right,
Premiership.
well, let me do it then.
Right, so you be the presenter now. Right, so be presenter.
It's now time in conjunction with B52. It's the Football Daft Match of the Week. Congratulations to Jerry Kelly. Jerry Kelly, who last week correctly guessed the 3-1 result in the Celtic and Hearts game, and he won a case of beer. Unfortunately, I got the correction right, but I never got the case of beer. To win this week, all you have to do is guess the correct score in the Old Firm this Sunday. Everybody that gets the right score, we're going to draw to win the beer. Just enter. And how you do that is very simple. What you do is you go into a link on the Football Daft Facebook page, or you can tweet using Twitter. Tweet your score at Football Daft with the hashtag free beer, where you will find all the details. I must tell you now that winners must be over 18 and stay in the UK. Get Grado's
Get Grado's prediction, mate. You're not meant to read that bit out. You fool. You're like anchor man. So this is the point where I was going to be saying to you, give me your prediction. You don't have to read
hold
that.
on. Was that good?
Aye.
Was it?
Aye, it was good.
Was it good?
It's not bad. You're not the best presenter. I don't know any presenter. It sounds like that.
It's now time for the beer. It's now time for the Football Daft. It's now time for Football Daft in conjunction with BF52 Match of the Week. Congratulations, Jerry Kelly, who correctly guessed the 3-1. Aye, fuck it, I'm not good at it. You can do it next week. Right, but please.
What's your prediction?
Oh, well, because last week I done 2 predictions rang first, and then on the third attempt,
You got it right.
I got it right, so I'm going to do the same this time.
So you're going to say 2 wrong
I'm
predictions.
going to say 2 wrong predictions.
And then you're going to go for the third one, which will be right.
Right, aye. So my first prediction is Rangers 0, Celtic 0. My second prediction is a score draw, so something like Rangers 3, Celtic 3.
Third one?
Fuck it, 3-0 Rangers. And I'm not saying that because I'm confident. I'm saying that because of the superstitionists were last week.
Right.
All
So
right,
so what
okay.
you've done...
So, I'm quietly confident is a overused term on our fan week, but
You're quietly confident?
I'm silently...
confident?
Yeah.
Right. Whatever that means. So if you would like to get yourself a free beer from Beer 52, all you have to do is go to beer52.com/daft, and we can sort out 8 beers if you just cover the postage cost.
And as an added bonus for Football Daft listeners, sign up for the next 2 weeks and get 2 extra free beers. Hey, that is a total of 10 free beers. Your first box will be sent next day and will contain the beer from all over Europe. It's a monthly subscription service for B52. don't hold your ransom. You can leave at any time. I hate that.
I know.
You sign up for some scud.
Anything, and that's it.
And
You're
fucking 3
stuck.
years later, you realise some fucking scud website's been taking your money, £7
Correct.
out your account.
And you can leave at any point. So just go to beer52.com/daft to get your first case of 8 beers for free. And don't forget, sign up in the next 2 weeks and get an extra 2 unmissable beer offers. That's beer52.com/daft.
Join us after the break.
It's the Football Daft podcast with Ewen and Grado, looking ahead to the big Old Firm game this weekend between Rangers and Celtic. And it's now time to welcome to the show a man who's played for Newcastle, Dundee United, Celtic, plus Hearts and Hibs. Got 28 caps for Scotland and played it the last time we were at a World Cup, which was in 1998 in France. And he's now the director of his own luxury chauffeur company, Main Event Transfers. Please welcome to the show. We're absolutely delighted, the one and only Darren Jackson. It's here.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Darren?
I'm fine, yes. I'm just disappointed you missed out Meadowbank there.
Oh, did we miss out Meadowbank?
You missed out Meadowbank.
Is that really the first club you were
where
at?
it all started, yes.
Aye.
If Terry Christie hadn't given me my chance, you never know what would have happened. But
how long were you at Meadowbank?
A year and a half.
So how old were you then?
18, and this is a true story. My last game, 1 week, I played at Cowdenbeath for Meadowbank. That was my very last game for Meadowbank. The following week, I was playing at St James's against Arsenal.
For Newcastle?
For Newcastle.
Wow.
Tony Adams. I was playing against Tony Adams.
So you were up against Tony
So
Adams
one
the
week I was
after?
playing at Cowdenbeath. The next week I was playing at St James's.
There's not many players that would have been signed for a team like Meadowbank to get strapped into Newcastle United
to play against Arsenal.
It probably wouldn't happen now, but
No.
And
you were 18 at the time?
I was 18, yeah.
What was that like when you get the call that Newcastle want you, and before you know it, you're on your way down, and then you're in the strip, and then you're up against Tony Adams? Did it sink in? Did you have time for it to sink
It
in?
didn't really sink in because I'd been picked in the second division player to be picked for Scotland under 21s, and Craig Brown got actually a wee bit stick at the time for picking me because I was at Meadowbank, and the day I was picked for the 21s, I actually signed for Newcastle that night. So he went in the next day and said, well, maybe I'm not too wrong that he signed for Newcastle. So it was picked for the 21s, signing for Newcastle, going down, playing against Arsenal and playing with top
That is
players.
amazing.
Wow, what baptism of fire that is.
Did you come on as a sub?
I came on as a sub,
Aye.
aye.
How did you feel just sitting? By
the way, sitting there, listen, I'm at Cowdenbeath in front of, or at Meadowbank, sitting at Meadowbank when there's 300, 400, and at that time St James's was only 30,000. I'm saying only 30, but that's quite, at 30,000 I was just sitting there like, wow.
Arse collapsing.
Wow. And I actually was brought down for Tony Adams for a penalty and we never got it. So that sticks in my mind.
Should you have got the penalty?
It was a Stonewall penalty, but so it was an experience that like.
What was it like playing against Tony Adams? Because he is one of the great English centre halves.
I mean, they talk about centre halves now having to play and all that. He was unbelievable. Tony Adams was just a defender and a leader. I don't think you see that. You don't see the Roy Keanes, the Vieiras, the Adams, the Steve Bruce, Gerrard's leaders. I don't think you see as many now. There's people there, but there's not as many. But they were icons. I mean, real icons.
I mean, you look at the likes of Arsenal and Man United just now; they're lacking that leadership.
They are.
Even Spurs. You could even say Spurs as well.
There's no doubt about it that. That for me, the ultimate was Roy Keane. Just the way he was a manager on the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think Sir Alex, I don't know what the relationship is like now, but he managed it on the pitch, and the players respected him that much that they knew they had to do their jobs.
Was there any players like that you played them alongside in your career where you thought, like in training,
listen, they were like managers on the pitch,
that intimidated you and would get out you?
I was very, very lucky. I mean, you mentioned the World Cup there.
Right.
I know I was very lucky, but I played with the likes of McAllister, McStay, McCall, McCoist, Jury, Colin Henry,
Gorham.
Tom Boyd, Johnny Collins.
Gorham didn't go to World Cup, didn't he?
Gorham, Leighton. Do you know what I mean? I played with, and I've missed people out there, but just total, again, icons of the Scottish game. Unbelievable players.
So throughout your career then, you've been quite lucky to be playing with players that were like managers on the pitch. Which one stood out for you in your career?
As
the Roy Keane figure, the Steven Gerrard figure.
Well, I think you've... see, listen, McAllister and McStay were just...
Proper leaders.
Could have played in any team, and I think in Europe.
Really?
Maybe the world, they could have played in any team. But there's others in there that... And I don't want to be disrespectful, but you're asking... But the best I played with was Gascoigne.
Right. Where was
that? Was it that good?
Was that in Newcastle?
Aye. Because that's when he burst onto the scene, and you'd been a young lad there.
Well, I went down, as I was talking about my first game, I went down my first game. And I just walked in.
Do you know what? Can I just cut you off here? This is mental, right? This is crazy, right? But see how the documentary Waiting for Gascoigne, right? Now, as a boy, as a Rangers fan, I used to watch that video every night, right? This is mind-blowing me. And I always used to think there was a bit where it cuts to Gascoigne's wedding and Darren Jackson's there. And I'm always, what the fuck's Darren Jackson doing at Gazza's wedding? Getting that right? And this is that now making sense. He played with each other at Newcastle United. That's blew my mind. Because at the time he played with Rangers, didn't he, when he get married? Did he? Aye. And I'm going, because you would have played with Hibs at the time. And I'm going, what the fuck's the connection there? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I played with Celtic as well.
Aye.
He used to come through and stay with me, and like he was with Rangers, I was with Celtic. But at the time, going back,
but that was before you played with Celtic, wasn't it? His wedding.
He got married after Euro '96,
right?
And obviously Scotland played England.
Aye.
He phoned me. We kept in touch, and he phoned me up and said, "I'm getting married."
But
keep it quiet.
Amazing.
And I think I was only one from up here, Ian Archie Knox. Were the only two at the wedding. But I never knew. I didn't know. Obviously, I hadn't heard a word of Gazza when I went down there, and arrived at the stadium first time at St James's, and Peter Beardsley took me and showed me around the stadium before the game and all that, and I'm just walking about like, shut your mouth, Dan. That was my job. Was just, and I went into the team talk, and the whole team talk was about this boy Gazza, and I'm thinking, who's Gazza?
So you hadn't heard of him at all?
Hadn't heard of him, and went out on the pitch, and he was just mind blowing. Mind blowing.
Is he easily the best player you've ever played with?
Well, listen. When I just mentioned the players, not easily.
But in regards to natural talent,
I played with Moravcik, I played with Larsson as well. Do you know what I mean? And the boys that I mentioned that I played with. But Gazza is the best, and I do believe if he hadn't got his injury, he would have been the best player in the world.
Won the FA Cup semi-final?
Yes.
Final, sorry.
Yeah, because Italia 90, he was the best player at the tournament. So you're at a World Cup. So if you're the best player at the tournament, you're close to being the best player in the world. Even though you can have a good tournament. But there's no doubt. And then I think he fell down stairs and broke his kneecap as well, which obviously didn't help. But he was...
As a character in the dressing room, particularly at that time when you were there, you're only 18, so he's only kind of starting his career as well. Was he
mad?
Was he? Was he? Was he? I mean, was he the Gazza we all hear? Even back then,
I like to joke as well. See, we had a young team. Like we had Michael O'Neill, we had Neil MacDonald, we had Paul Stevenson, we had Ian Bogey. We had a really quite a young team, but obviously we had top players: Beardsley, Paul Goddard, Glenn Roeder, Dave McCreary.
Good players.
You know what I mean? Good players.
Yeah, it's amazing.
John Anderson, Kenny Wharton. Good experience, but the youth. I mean, and people get obviously the class of '92, but weren't the class. But Willie McFall, who was a manager, played the kids. Now we were bottom of the league, and that's pressure. And he kept on playing them and we survived. And that's when Gazza went to Tottenham this season.
Was Gazza a huge influence in that dressing room, or did he annoy folk?
He annoyed folk because Gazza just wanted to play football like he was playing with his pals. And when we were down the bottom of the league, I can probably remember one day at Anfield. I think the ball came out, and know how sometimes you can try and with your shoulder play it forward. Yeah. And he played it forward, and I thought John Anderson was going to try and rip his head off because we were losing and we were bottom of the league, and probably the time wasn't right. But listen, that was Gazza. You can't take that out of him. That's why he was the player he was.
Did you like him as a man?
Listen, every single player, and I'm talking every single player and every manager he worked with, loved him. It's the people outside that don't like him and have
people who don't know him.
have an opinion on him.
Yeah.
He has the biggest heart you could ever you'd ever know.
Does it upset you when you hear and read the stuff
Yeah,
that people
yeah,
say about
yeah,
Gazza that they don't know?
Yeah, of course it does.
Because every time I've spoke to anyone who's been involved with Gazza or been in a dressing room or been friends with him, speaks so highly of him and think the world of the guy. And I've heard Walter Smith in numerous interviews. I mean, he can't say enough about
Walter,
him.
I think Walter and Terry Venables were his dads.
Aye.
I mean,
And
obviously,
figure
he
it
had
out,
his dad.
Robson
dad,
as well.
But Bobby Robson.
Aye,
the,
yeah,
the,
Bobby
the three of
Robson.
them, the three of them were father figures to him, and loved him. But they loved him
Aye, 'cause-
because he was a great boy.
Aye.
He was a wonderful player.
Because I think he spent a couple of Christmas dinners at Walter's house, I think.
That's
stuff
right,
like
aye.
that,
Just to keep an eye on him, probably.
Aye, definitely.
So
what you did say there when you were playing with Celtic and he was at Rangers, you'd go and stay with him, or he'd stay with you.
He'd come through and stay with me. Yeah.
So what the night before a game or something?
No. The night. Listen, we'd go and play golf. People think that you're not allowed to be pals.
Aye,
You-
that's
listen,
what
you can have a
it's-
friendship.
no.
Do you know what I mean? But when the game starts, I couldn't care about Gazza.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I'm no.
You'd
really,
put the tackle in if you have to put the tackle in,
and
yeah.
he would do the exact same thing. And there's players at Celtic and Rangers that have been pals. Nowadays, it's probably because of social media.
That's got a big part to play in it, you think about it.
You probably you can't get away with it.
Yeah.
But we played golf. We played golf all the time, and but when match day comes, or even a couple of days before match day, you wouldn't speak. But after you're pals.
Let's talk about your career. I mean, there you are, you're at Meadowbank, you make the move to Newcastle. How long were you at Newcastle?
2 years.
How was it?
Magic.
Did you enjoy it?
Unbelievable.
So why only 2 years down south?
Well, Jim Smith came in and he got the manager's job, and he basically said they didn't have the money then. It wasn't the fortunes they had, and just said, "Listen, Dan, I need to get money, and I know I can get money for you." He was very friendly with Jim McLean, and Jim McLean was in for me before and all that, and he says, "I need money. I'm sorry, I'm going to." And listen, after it, I heard that he was actually disappointed that he had sold me. But listen, it came about. I just maybe should have at the time, possibly should have stayed down or waited and to see who else was in. But it was a great move. Dundee United was just a brilliant move. And
So you make the move up to Dundee United. As you say, it was a good move. You worked under Jim
Great
McLean.
move, yeah.
So you go from Gazza in the dressing room to Jim McLean in the dressing room.
two mad men, yes.
What was that like under Jim McLean at Dundee United?
Well, do you know what? He was mad, and there's no chance.
Did he scare you?
Yeah, he couldn't manage now.
Aye.
Because you're not
His
like,
ways.
and just
you're not like shout. You can't shout at boys now. The way Jim did. I mean, wee Jim was in your face, spitting and had your finger pointing in your face, like going mental. Him going red in the face, going mental.
And did that spur you on?
Like, listen, it did at the time. You're thinking, but I think it makes you a stronger person.
Right.
I think it does
Builds your
make you a
character,
stronger
doesn't it?
person. Yes, a lot of people couldn't handle it. I'm not saying everyone was the same.
Yeah.
But
Did he pick on certain boys?
Well, he he had his ones who he knew that he had to do it to get a reaction out of them.
Right.
He knew ones that he didn't have to do it. He would give them a wee blast, but they didn't have to do it to them. But what I would say at Dundee United is that everybody got it. It wouldn't matter if you were a Malpass, Hegarty, Neri, the boys that have
McAlpine,
been,
whoever.
like sensational. Well, I didn't play with Hamish, but this sensational for him. And those three guys, along with Goff, that could have played in any team as well.
Yeah.
What
some team that is as well.
But everybody was treated the same, and everyone actually had to live in Dundee. So we had that good a team spirit that there was no one saying, "Oh, you."
Was that a prerequisite? If you signed for Dundee United, you had to live in Dundee.
You had to live in Dundee.
You
yeah.
couldn't commute.
No,
you weren't
no,
allowed to
no,
commute.
No.
So when you make the signing,
You have to stay in Dundee.
that was like
It was something like a 12-mile radius or something like that.
that was part of the
Yeah, that
contract.
was part of the contract.
Was that Jim's?
But, yes.
Aye.
Listen, you can't do that now because you can't tell people where they're
Great
from.
style.
But it was a great thing because.
Aye, totally.
Like, and see, at that time, you could go out because there was no camera phones or no one's.
Yeah.
But when you went, everybody was there because everyone lived in Dundee.
Aye.
Where-
These were all together.
So it was brilliant. It was fantastic.
We'll skip Celtic just for the moment
Okay.
because we'll talk about Celtic because of the game this weekend against Rangers. Let's jump to Hearts and Hibs. You played with both clubs. Do you still get stick for that from both sides?
This is honest truth. I was 5 years at Hearts and a year and a half, 5 years at Hibs, sorry, and a year and a half at Hearts.
Yeah.
And I probably get more, and I don't get really much stick, but if there's anything, I probably get more from Hibs than I do from Hearts.
For jumping over to us?
Yes,
because when I think of Darren Jackson, I think of Hibs.
I think everybody's like that because it was the longest time I was at a club, 5 years, and it was
you
wonderful.
scored there.
It was wonderful.
I mean, I think Hibs
honestly.
as well because he was pish for us.
No, what'd you go at 7?
7
He's
goals.
a cheeky bastard.
7 goals in 2 years.
He's a cheeky bastard.
I think we lost 1 game in 9
There you
when
are.
we went, and
See?
then we qualified for Europe the following season.
Aye, tell
Okay,
Dafty.
thanks.
Try to wind them up. Come on.
But listen, I loved both. People say to me, well, I can honestly say it, and I'm not sitting on the fence. I absolutely love both of them, and the two of them are real big, good clubs. Really good clubs.
Who was some of the good players you played at when you played with Hibs? Was that? I'm trying to think.
Well,
Was that Mickey Weir at the time?
Leighton
Was it
and
Mickey-
goal. Leighton would have been goals.
Mickey Weir,
Kane.
by the way, no, Kane wasn't there.
Was he not there?
Ron Hunter was a
Aye.
really good player.
Aye.
There was Michael. There was Keith Wright. There was Kevin McAllister.
Keith Wright's a good
You know what I
player,
mean?
yeah.
You
Keith
know what I mean?
Wright.
So,
Yeah.
and Pat McGinley was a
Aye,
really
right,
a good player.
Was
So,
Ruffy there at that time with you?
No.
Was he'd
No.
gone as well?
Aye.
Had he? Who
So-
was your keeper at that time?
Leighton.
Gorham?
Leighton.
Oh, Leighton.
Budgie.
Budgie, right, okay.
John
Aye,
Burridge as well. So
Did you ever at any point in your Hibs career beat Hearts? Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of Hibs players who have never beaten Hearts
Yeah.
in their career. Did you do it?
I scored
You scored in it. So what, one game?
a couple, 2. I think it was 2.
Because I know Ruffy played one for so many years and never once experienced a game of like 20 odd games
Yeah.
or something.
You missing nothing, mate? Aye. That's why you should mention them. You missing them? Aye. You get too used to me.
I'm probably one of the. I scored for both in derbies. I captained both, and obviously.
Wow, that's a good stat. I didn't know that.
Do you know? I'd like to know. Did you play? I know this. I'm just pulling this out anyway. But did you play in the game Rangers beat Hibs 7-0 at Ibrox?
Aye.
You was playing that game.
Yeah.
Was that a good day?
That was brilliant. Aye, it was magic. It was brilliant. I don't know if
It was
that,
cold, wasn't
there, I
it?
don't know
That
if
was
it
the game with Gazza with a yellow card. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Aye. And why did he get booked for that?
It was just,
That was just ridiculous, wasn't it?
the ref should have just been taken off.
Aye, that was just completely
Yeah.
It was just incredible.
So you played for the 90 minutes that day?
I did, aye.
Did you get 4 goals?
Wait there, hold on. I was there for the 90 minutes. I never played for the 90 minutes. I was there.
But I'm interested to know from a professional footballer's point of view. See, when you're in a situation like that where you're getting beat 5, 6, 7-0, what's that feeling? I know it's a stupid question to ask because it's going to if you gutted, but is there not some sort of like professionalism where the opposition team would go, right, hold off, guys, this is an embarrassment.
Listen, you can go and try and sit back and defend, but we had gone then. Ibrox is a huge pitch, right? But when you're getting beat that, and you've got a Gascoigne and a Loudrup, the pitch becomes even bigger, and then you don't look up and I'll make that pass or you just want to get the ball away. So it just becomes a wavesy attack. And
So you're just getting rid of it.
and you're just trying to get away. So that's what happens when people say, "How do you lose?" But you just get into a rut that you're giving them the ball back, and they're just coming in. And if they're on their game and the strikers are on their game,
Yeah.
you're going to. But from that, 3 days later, we played Hearts at Easter Road, and Hearts scored after 3 minutes. We beat them 2-1.
Just shows you the sign of character that you had
Aye.
then.
We scored after 3. I think it was John. It might have been John Coon scored,
Right.
and we beat them 2-1 because the place could have folded.
And was that
Yeah.
was that at Easter Road?
I was at Easter Road.
I mean, that's some turnaround from a 7-0 drubbing at the weekend to then go and beat Hearts 2-1 at Easter Road.
Yeah.
And I can imagine once you go 1-0 down after 3 minutes, Easter Road is like
But
going,
of course,
they're not happy.
Yeah. So
What would
it was great character for the boys.
What would you say the highlight of your Hibs career was? If you were to pick out one particular moment or one particular game, what would it be? There's not many, is there, really?
Well, there is.
Oh, he scored a load of goals.
There's loads. We obviously got to the League Cup final. Unlucky to beat off Rangers when McCoy scored overhead kick.
Oh, that's right. What a goal that was.
Just come back for his broken
that's
leg.
Right, yeah. He broke his
But-
leg in Portugal, didn't he?
The 2 games that probably stick out in my mind is we played Anderlecht in the UEFA Cup at Easter Road. It was 2-2, and they had the boy De Grais, and they had Van Vossen that played for. By the way, it was unbelievable then, incredible, and it was a full house. It was a sunny night, 2-2. It was just the atmosphere was just beyond belief. And then we went over to Anderlecht, and we took 3,000 fans. And the atmosphere in the stadium was incredible as well. And we drew 1-0. I scored that night, and we got out, put out in away goals. And their manager said to Alec Miller, "I have never, ever in my life seen a team that works so hard the way your team's worked." He says, "I didn't think that was possible."
Over the 2 legs, did you think you deserved to go through?
We did deserve to win, yeah, we did. And they, as I said, the boy de Grais was sensational. So they're probably, there's loads of games that stick out, but just for the occasion of the big team, Anderlecht, stadiums, it was brilliant.
What about Hearts? Any moment stands out for you?
I think, as I said, and I wasn't when I went into Hearts, I knew I was going to get a bit of a hard time. But the good thing for me was Hearts were bottom of the league. Now I was probably hated by Hearts fans. Now if they had started giving me stick, it wouldn't have helped the team. Now Gary McSwiggan hadn't scored a goal since he had signed. They were leaking goals. Colin Cameron came back. The first game, Swiggy scored my first game against Kilmarnock. We drew 2-2. We're actually 2-0 up. Gary McSwiggan scored 2. Stopped conceding goals. They signed big Kevin James, who did a great job for Hearts.
Yeah.
He said, so we only lost once to Celtic in the 9 games, and then the following year we qualified for Europe because we beat Hibs.
That's right.
To qualify for Europe. And the story went that I was asked the question afterwards that were you running about with your passport in your socks? That's what people thought. I had put my passport because we were going to qualify for Europe against Hibs. Do you know what I mean? It was mental. And people actually thought I did have my passport.
They genuinely thought that?
Yeah, because someone had started a rumour, and the rumour that
you're running with a passport.
Your passport.
So,
but it was wonderful. Jim and Billy were just absolutely unbelievable to work for.
Did you
Amazing.
go on loan? Sorry, did you go on loan for Celtic?
To Coventry.
Right. So it wasn't Hearts. So you signed.
No, well, you forgot another. I went from Celtic to Coventry with Gordon.
Right.
And Gordon was just.
That's.
I worked under a lot of, really top managers, right? And Gordon's training was the best. Gordon's training was just full on every single day. It was incredible.
Actually, players say that about Gordon Strachan.
See, if you weren't doing it, like the Huckerby, Dan Huckerby used to get all the time because Hucks wasn't the brightest bulb in the box.
Quite lazy as well, wasn't he?
And he just used to say, right, and we just go in, sit for an hour and a half and then bring us back out. And like they say, you've got to watch their legs nowadays. Every Tuesday, Thursday afternoon, we did an incredibly hard session, and a Friday. But Gordon was great. And then I left Coventry and I went to China for 8 days.
Really? For 8 days?
8 days. After 8 days, I just said no for me.
I've heard a lot of interviews where people, they go to China and they just cannot stick it
it's
at all.
not for me.
It's a completely different life, isn't it?
I mean, the food, I lost, I was only about 10 stone. I lost a stone.
Really?
In the 8 days you were there?
And you remember the boy Glenn Helder?
Yeah.
That played for Arsenal?
Yeah.
Well, he was my roommate.
Right.
And he was hyper. And he actually kept me there for 8 days. For 8 days. And this is true as well. It was the first day, remember in Hong Kong where you used to fly through all the buildings for the airport? Well, they opened the day I flew home, they opened the new airport. Now, it was incredible airport, right? Overnight, they swapped airports. So I was hungry, I needed food, and so I didn't have any money, so I had to wait to the bureau to change, and I'm standing in the queue and all that, and so I goes up, and just as I goes up, the boy went, Darren Jackson. Me Celtic.
Really?
Honestly.
Really?
he had studied in Glasgow. Glasgow Uni.
What? His mind must have been blown.
So I was like, give me a good rate then. But that's true. So that was 8 days. I came back and then I signed for Hearts.
Right, you signed for Hearts. See, just you were talking about Gordon Strachan. And obviously, is there a big difference between a manager like Jim McLean that's right in your face, and then you've got Gordon, who's a wee bit more kind of chirpier? And
Gordon.
He could go for it.
Gordon could go for it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like he wasn't like Jim McLean.
Was he still old school though?
Oh, Gordon was old. Yeah, Gordon was, but he was old school, but he was forward. He was very forward thinking. I did like when players hate warm ups. Right, I hated a warm up.
What do you mean, before the game?
Yeah, and the training. Right, I used to hate warm ups. Right, but I was down there 2 months, and I only did a running warm up twice. It was all the Roger Spry over the hurdles,
right.
opening your groins and all that, and then you were right into training. And honestly, it was fantastic working with Gordon.
You enjoyed working with him more than any other manager?
No, I wouldn't say that. I enjoyed his training.
Right.
And I didn't play a lot. Listen, they had a good side. They had Huckerby, they had Whelan, they had McAllister. Do you know what I mean? They had a good side.
Noel Whelan was a good player.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
I would never say that I should have played more for Gordon, but I enjoyed my time. My 2 months, I enjoyed it, really enjoyed it with Gordon. But listen, Alec, I didn't want to go through the... Terry Christie gave me my start.
Yeah.
Terry was brilliant. Alec Miller, Jim... Jockey Scott, Craig Brown gave me all my caps. I mean, so it was great.
Big managers, isn't it?
I know.
Really, so.
We're going to get to Celtic, but let's talk Scotland now. So we've done Meadowbank, we've done Newcastle, Dundee United, Hearts and Hibs. We've mentioned Coventry as well. Let's do Scotland. 28 caps for Scotland. And your first cap was against?
Russia.
Russia, how did that go?
0-0.
0-0. Where was it?
In Moscow.
Good result away from home.
By the way, it was an incredible result. Well,
what year would that have been?
That was 95, I think.
95, okay.
Before Euro 96.
Right.
I played in 13. I played in 13 qualifying games for Euro 96 in France 98, and I lost once.
Oof. That's a good record.
Sweden away.
Good records.
So, but the Russia, and we should have actually won because Kanchelskis was playing against Boydie.
Right.
And Boydie should have scored a hat-trick in the first half. He had 3 unbelievable chances. He was unlucky.
It's definitely the wrong person he fought.
No, by the way, he was unlucky. I'm not saying he was...
Really? No, but regardless if you're going to put someone else...
You're right, but it was just because Kanchelskis never really tracked back the park, and you know what Boydie was like then. Boydie was just...
Were we playing the wing-back system then at that time as well?
Yeah, well, Craig played the 3 at the back.
Yeah. So Boydie was on one side. Who was on the other for Scotland at that point? Because we had Calderwood with Hendry.
Well, listen, that was right at the start. Stuart McKimmie was about.
Oh, McKimmie was about.
Stuart McKimmie was about then.
Were you there when we beat Argentina?
No.
Were you around at that time? No. Okay.
No. So listen, we had as I say,
again a great squad of players and a good manager as well.
I always say Craig always gives me a wee bit stick for this, but I was lucky. The squad I played in. Yes, I went.
I think you talk yourself down. I thought you were an important player.
I don't want people saying you to say, "Oh, you're talking." I was lucky to play with the squaddy players I played with. I was lucky.
So
I was a good player, but they were top players.
Yeah.
June 10th, 1998, Scotland Brazil. Did you start?
Mm-hmm.
So that was at the height of your banging goals for Hibs at that point, didn't you?
I played midfield. I started because Gary McAllister did his cruciate.
He was wearing the number 10 jersey.
Oh, so
I was there that day. I was in the stadium that day, and I remember ahead of the game, we were just going quote unquote for the party because we thought we were going to get absolutely pumped. Brazil were going to this World Cup as favourites, so like Rivaldo and Ronaldo.
They scored after 4 minutes.
The own goal. It was an own goal.
No, that was the winner was an own goal.
No, but did it not come off one of our shoulders?
It was the centre half.
Centre half scored. That's right.
Header. 4 minutes, and you're thinking to yourself.
Here we go. So before we talk about the actual game itself, and then we equalise through John Collins, and then we lose to the own goal. See, when you turn up for the opening game of a World Cup, I cannot for the life of me imagine what that would be like. The world is watching. Billions of people are watching. You're opening the World Cup in France 1998, and you, Darren Jackson, sat in the studio with Ewen and Grado, played in it. It's cool. Mental.
It is. Listen, I saw a paper clipping the other day there, and I started at Meadowbank, playing in front of 400 people, and next minute, but a few years down the line, I'm standing in the opening game of the World Cup against Brazil.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dreams. I mean, at Meadowbank, you never think you're going to be opening, but I think it's a wee bit credit to myself. But
what was that like? See, when the bus drives up to that stadium and you get off that bus, what are you thinking?
Listen,
is it like a normal day or not? Or do you
I've got to say, I was not nervous.
Really?
I mean, you get really nervous for Old Firm games. You do, right? And you get nervous for. I got nervous for other games, Hibs games, Hearts games, nervous and all. But I actually wasn't nervous, and I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why.
Do you think it's got today because it was Brazil and because you're thinking?
No, but listen, you can think it's going to take some performance for us to get a win. Do you know what I mean? But you should still be nervous because it's the biggest game you'll ever play in. Do you know what I mean? Because the only other game you could play that's bigger is the World Cup final. And I don't think we're stupid enough to think we're not going to get there. So I wasn't nervous, and I think Craig played a big part in that. Craig played a huge part in that taking the total pressure off us. Craig Brown was just incredible.
So his man management ahead of that tournament was spot on. Because if I remember correctly, the build-up to it wasn't particularly great because Gorham
they
pulled
out,
and there was an issue there in America.
They pulled out in America, yeah.
So the preparations weren't great. We're playing Brazil. We're expecting to get absolutely hammered. And let's get to the game itself. What's your memories of the actual game and how you performed and how we performed?
I thought we did okay. I thought we did quite well. We had a lot of possession of the ball. Listen, they were great in the ball. They were brilliant on the ball. But did Jim Leighton have a lot of saves to make?
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, when you think
did we have a lot of shots? No, we didn't. So it was a game sort of played in the middle of the park. But I thought we held our own. And I think a draw. Did we deserve to beat them? No. But I think a draw would have been
I still don't think it was a penalty. I'll take it, but I don't think it was a penalty.
Probably soft.
Yeah.
I mean, VAR might not give it now.
But see when we go 1-1 and we go in at half-time 1-1, and the way we started that second half, and the longer that second half went, I thought, we're not getting beat here.
Aye.
Because we seemed to be comfortable without them really testing Leighton. Was there a point in the game where you're thinking, we could maybe nick this? Or you,
listen,
what are you thinking?
I think it's a Brazilian team, or the Brazilians who don't panic. They just keep passing the ball. They don't think like we have to get forward early. We need to get forward. We need to push up. And I think we'll just keep passing the ball.
But we were comfortable, Darren.
And we were comfortable. I was playing in the middle of the park with Johnny and Paul Lambert.
That's right.
And Gordon Jury and Kevin put in, and the strikers for Scotland always had to put in an incredible shift, and they put in an unbelievable shift. But there was Christian on one side, Craig Burley on the other side, and then you've got Colin Calderwood, Boyd and Colin Henry, which I think is a good side.
Yeah, it's a really good side.
It's a really good side.
And I mean, I've spoke to Boyd about this on a number of occasions. That own goal. It's just typical Scotland, isn't it? I mean, nobody could see it coming.
Failure, do you know what I mean?
Were you still on the pitch at that time?
No, I was off.
You were off at that time.
I knew I would have been. Billy McKinlay, we thought, but I roomed with Badger at Euro 96, and we thought Billy was going to play, and it ended up me playing. So, and I knew Billy would always be coming on for me. I knew I wouldn't play the 90 minutes. But we were. It was gutting in the end to come away. You think, we've only been beat 2-1, brilliant, but we were absolutely gutted, to be truthful.
And then we go to Norway, we draw 1-1. Again, a game I think we should have won. I think Christian Daly had a great chance in the game to win it for us 2-1. And then we go into the Morocco game, and we're thinking, right, we beat Morocco, we're going to qualify here because Brazil are going to pump Norway in the other game. We're going to get through. We get beat 3-0. Did you play in that game against Morocco?
Suspended.
You were suspended, just as well then, eh?
So it wasn't my fault.
Let's talk Celtic then, ahead of the Old Firm game. How many years were you at Celtic?
A year and a half.
Year and a half. How was that year and a half? Because were you not part of the squad that stopped 10 in a row?
I was, yeah, but I obviously didn't start too well. When I had they diagnosed with hydrocephalus and had my brain operation.
That's right, aye, yeah.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you signed and then you got a break?
I signed and started the first game. The season. Well, we lost the first two games and then scored against St Johnstone, and then we were playing Tyrol in the UEFA Cup, and we were down at Seamill. I woke up with a bit of a sore head, so the physio was like, there's a couple of paracetamols. So went to bed, got up, still struggling a wee bit. Vim named the team, and I was actually in the team. But going up in the bus, I was like, not feeling great.
Something's not right.
So I went down the front, told them. So they phoned ahead to Jack Mulhern, the doc, and said, you're going to have to see him when he comes in. So I went in, actually in the physio's room, put all the lights out, just trying to get me sort of focused and see how. And Vim came in and just said, listen, we're going to have to name the team. I said, no.
Is this opening day of the season?
No, this is Tyrol in the
UEFA Cup. A couple of games after the league started.
Right.
And so I didn't play, and unknown to me that people from Ross Hall had been invited to the game that day, and Jack Mulhern had booked me a scan for the following day.
Right.
So said, I wake up in the morning and see how you're feeling. I woke up and I thought, I'm still feeling a wee bit dodgy. So went to try and rush this on, went to the hospital, had a scan, went home, wasn't bothered at all. Waiting on the call, wasn't really too fussed. So Scotty phoned me.
The physio
phoned me and just said, listen, Darren, they've noticed something, but they don't know what it was. They don't know what it is, sorry. You've got to go back tomorrow.
Just be shite
yourself. So Grado, I'm not kidding. I went to bed and slept, no bother. I
Really?
was absolutely fine. I was no bother. So I went in the next day, and Jock and Scotty went with me, and I thought that was quite strange.
Right.
And so they did the scan, and this the hydrocephalus, which is there's two valves in your brain, in your head, and one wasn't open properly.
Right.
So they reckon I'd had it since birth. So
Right.
the water doesn't circulate right.
Got ya.
So one Tuesday I pulled out the game. The following Tuesday I was in. They drill a hole in your head and then laser another passageway and just leave the valve. So it works. And do you know what? That's 22 years ago. I've had one checkup.
Oh, really?
And I only the treatment I got. Jack Mulhern and Brian Scott, Jock Brown were just in Celtic as a club. Were just outstanding with me and the family. But Jack Mulhern had the exact same thing. The doc had the exact same thing, and that's why he put me in for it. Because I could have been at any club in the world, and he just said, "You've got a migraine." There's But because he had it, he never knew. He just thought anything wrong with the head. He just put you in for a scan. So I could have been anywhere, but Jack, they were incredible.
Wow. And how long were you out for?
I was out 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
I mean, I could be longer.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty quick.
That is
for a heat up.
Again, I'm saying this true story all the time. But first day back, I was doing a lot of running, just running and running. Scotty was taking me running, and I was like, "Please let me take part." And he said, "You can. You're not ready. Please let me take part." No, you're not ready. So this day, I says, "Let me join in." And he went to Vim. "Is it okay for?" He said, "Yeah." So I went on, and this is gospel truth. I went on, Jackie went down the line and crossed it, and I scored the header. Wow. But no one celebrated, everyone just...
uncomfortable.
But it was fine, listen, there was nothing put in my brain to it was fixed. But everyone did.
It was just like, stop.
Stunning back for you and all that. That's amazing.
Well, I don't know if it was that or they were shocked I scored.
Did you enjoy your time at Celtic?
It was brilliant.
I mean, that season, this pressure that was on you, because we had Simon Donnelly in here a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how there was a good camaraderie about that Celtic team, and that was part and parcel of stopping Rangers winning 10 in a row. Would you agree with Simon?
100%. Listen, Rangers had it for 9 years.
The camaraderie?
They had unbelievable players for 9 years, but they had some team spirit.
Right.
Because I saw that in my time with Scotland, how close they were.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? The Gorhams, McCalls, McCoist, and Jury.
So they took that to the Scotland camps as well?
And like that's what we had with Scotland. That's why we had an incredible team spirit. And Craig knew when to let the boys off the leash.
Yeah.
And as I say, we all talk about now, social media doesn't allow that. The boys in Scotland can't go away.
It's funny you don't think about that, really.
Listen, we would have a couple of drinks coming back from an away European game.
Yeah.
We'd have a couple of drinks. It was allowed.
Yeah.
Nobody bothered then.
When it happened now,
you're slaughtered now,
you only had a couple, do you know what I mean? But nowadays, they're looking, has he got a Coke? They're going over the top if they got a Coke.
So do you think that season that you stopped 10 in a row was because of the team spirit that was put together?
Listen,
Rangers were running the legs of a lot of boys were running out of steam.
Do you think so?
No, to discredit Celtic.
Are you taking this away for Celtic?
No, I'm not trying to discredit Celtic.
Yeah.
Yes, isn't it?
Listen,
would you agree with that though? How Rangers run out of steam?
I've got a point.
Well, they signed and they signed good Italian Negri and Amoruso.
Negri was banging them in.
They were good players, but they didn't have that team spirit.
No, they weren't. No.
They didn't have what they did have for the
year before.
9 years. The 9 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we had it, but again, players win your leagues, and we had good players.
So you had good players and you had a good team.
And we had a good team spirit, yeah.
Good team spirit. Did you feel it? The pressure to stop the 10 in a row? Were you aware of it every time you put on that Celtic jersey?
Again, this is honest truth. That yes, you knew you knew you had to stop it. I mean, it was history.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to.
Were you reminded of that every day with the fans?
No, probably by the fans.
Yeah.
You need to win it. You need to win it. But the most nervous I got, there's a program called The Team That Was, and it was the Dundee United era, the Aberdeen era.
I was on recently, a couple of years ago, maybe.
And they showed the 98, and I was a nervous wreck watching it. And I knew we won the league. It was a couple of years after. I was a nervous wreck, and that's the honest truth. I was nervous watching it, thinking, God, we were under some pressure then.
Aye.
I mean, just watching it and results.
Wow.
Some results would go, some results wouldn't go. But at the end of the day, it was magnificent.
And here we find ourselves ahead of the first Old Firm game of the new season. Celtic are going for 9 in a row. How do you see this game going, first of all, this weekend at Ibrox? I mean, both teams, 9 points out of 9, 100% records, playing well. Close one?
That'll be a very close one. I mean, it'll be an extremely close one. You're talking both teams are playing well. Everyone doesn't think Celtic are playing well, because Celtic are getting a wee bit stick because they're not playing too well. Where Rangers are playing, everyone's saying Rangers are playing extremely well.
That annoys me, but that does annoy me because I hate, because there we go with a couple of punters on that were saying, you know, Celtic learning his mannerisms and all that. That's got nothing to do with it. Look, the amount of goals Celtic have scored already this season, they're winning games. Do you know what I mean? What are you laughing at? Do you hate when I try to talk serious? What is it?
No, it's just.
Have I not got a point?
No, you.
I've got a point, innit? It's annoying.
I can tell that you're nervous. That's what I'm laughing at. You're nervous.
People are too
overconfident.
Overconfident, man.
Expectations for Rangers now because they've started so well.
But they're winning games that they weren't winning last year.
And by the way, and we're just winning them.
Listen, Ewan, there is no doubt Rangers are a better side than they were 2 years ago or even last year.
Yeah.
They're a better side. Stevie and his staff have done a great job. Now, I still think Celtic have got the stronger squad. But anything can happen in an Old Firm game.
Yeah.
And anything can happen. It's at Ibrox.
Yeah.
They've obviously cut the tickets, which...
I think it ruins the atmosphere.
It does, and even
I don't like it.
For me,
it diminishes
the biggest game in the world.
It'd be a bit like the Hearts Hibs game. If you didn't give the Hibs fans at least one stand, it just ruins it for me.
So it is what it is, but I think it'll be very close, being at Ibrox.
How important is this first Old Firm game? Because of the start both teams have made, how important is it, or is it just another game?
Well, I think it will set the tone. It could set the tone. I think it's...
If Rangers were to win this, how big a...
By the way, it's a confidence booster. There's no doubt about it. But leagues are not handed out in August.
Exactly.
That's true, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a confidence. They both will want to win it to put one over. We've set the tone.
So
can you catch us?
Do Rangers need this more than Celtic?
I think Rangers do need it more than Celtic, yes.
This first to land that blow?
Yes, but I think, as I said about Stevie and the staff, if they don't win it, I don't think it will be a major disaster because they've got a good squad.
Yeah.
They have got a good squad there that will take them as close. And, well, you don't know how it's going to go.
Do you know what my biggest fear is for this year? And it looks like it's going to go that way. It's back to what it used to be. It was just Celtic Rangers, Celtic Rangers, Celtic Rangers. And they're just going to that gap between the two and the rest is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger with each passing year.
I know, but it was always going to be that because...
I know, but it's happened a lot quicker than I thought it would.
I know, but Rangers signed players to win the second division, to win the first division, to win the championship. I don't know they didn't win the champ, but to get promotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they signed players. They had that last year. Now Stevie's getting a squad that it's his squad that he wants. Do you know what I mean? That can compete. I'm a huge fan of the boy Jordan Jones. Now people say played with Kilmarnock, he was a wee bit, but he's at Ibrox. It's a huge pitch. He's lightning quick. He's good ability, and like I'm good friends with Michael O'Neill, and I've spoken to Michael about him when he's with Northern Ireland and all that. And I think Jordan Jones will be a great signing for them.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I remember watching that game, and Jordan Jones came on in the second half against Estonia, and he turned the game on his head. And they won the game 2-1 that night because of Jordan Jones. I mean, he's a good winger, and he's not scared to keep trying.
Listen, see when you bring players into Celtic and Rangers, you would think they're going to be good players, okay? But it's can you handle playing for
pressure?
The pressure of playing, having to win every single game. It doesn't matter what game you're playing in. You have to win every single game.
Yeah.
So can players handle that? And you'll see can players handle a biggest game they'll ever play in.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
So I just touching on like this. You're saying that Barisic. It's characters like that. That's when they're going to be tested. The likes of Sunday, if he gets a game, you know, Barisic is a player.
The jury's out on him, isn't it?
The jury's out, but I'm glad he got a goal there. But I mean, it was a good confidence booster for the boy. But, you know, has he got that character to deal with? He plays with Croatia. It's a completely different style of football. He comes to Scotland. It's physical. You're smurming at me again, mate. You can't take me serious.
But it's leaders. We were talking about leaders. We were talking about leaders earlier, and you maybe.
Jink, I'm good at talking about football. Darren, Jink, I'm good at. Be honest, Jink, I'm good at talking about.
Yeah, great.
What do you think of his questions, Darren?
They're good.
No, Jink, my question. I've got to see that bit about Gazza, but that's fucking brilliant. And can I just cut his off again? Sorry, cut his off. This is one of the best interviews. No, I'm not joking. I think it's been seriously. See, when I promote it, I'm going to say because it's been interesting as fuck.
Aye.
But we were talking about leaders earlier.
Right, sorry.
And going back to the old Fulham game.
There's like a wee intermission there. Can I just break from the conversation to tell you how wonderful you are, Darren Jackson?
You're talking about the Keanes and the Tony Adams and all that. Scott Brown has that influence on his Celtic team. Now,
he's on his way out. I don't think.
But you say that.
On his way out. I think.
Listen. At 34, your legs are. Listen, you're going to lose for years or that. But listen, the influence he has on his team is incredible.
Do you still think he has that on the pitch? He might have it in the dressing room.
100%. 100%.
I wouldn't play him.
Well, you wouldn't play him on Sunday? You're just stupid.
But you know, I looked at the last couple of games at Ibrox with Scott Brown, and even the game at Parkhead that I think Celtic had won narrowly. And Rangers swarmed all around him. He's a bit slower on the ball. He's not as quick to the ball. And I think they've sussed him out.
No. I think that's completely different.
I would go with like a Cham and a McGregor.
Scott had bad game. He'll admit himself he's had poor games, but
recently as well.
No many.
I mean, for me,
he's not had many. He's not had many poor games.
No, I know that, but I'm just thinking.
His influence on a team is incredible, and I know what they think of him as a captain.
Do you know
that will play a
what I think needs to happen for Celtic to win this game? I think they need to match Rangers man for man, because this 4-2-3-1 that they keep persisting with hasn't worked for them when they've played against Rangers. I think 3 out of the 4 games last year, Rangers were the better team.
You go on, formations will know win an Old Firm
but players do. But when you've got 3 central midfielders and Davis, Arabo,
listen,
and they're up against their 2.
I'm a huge fan of Steve Davis as well. When he came up last year, again, plays for Northern Ireland, spoke to Michael, I've spoken to Gary, that he hadn't played for a long time.
No, that's right.
Just to come back up and just be the Steve Davis that the fans, it was never going to happen. No. But once he had a pre-season, you knew his quality's that good.
Who's winning then this weekend?
If I'm going to sit in the fence, I think it will be a draw.
That's why I've told him
I'm not sitting on the. I think it will be a score draw because there's goals in there. But I do think. Listen, everyone's talking about Celtic are struggling a bit. Oh, they need to make signings, all that. I think they're still the strongest squad.
Right.
But Rangers are very close
to
them. They've made great signings.
Okay, so this is at Ibrox. Had this game been at Parkhead,
I would have fancied Celtic more. Yes.
Celtic to win it, right?
Yes.
So I take it from that you still fancy Celtic to win the league.
I still fancy Celtic to win the league. Yes.
What am I for? I mean,
you're a Rangers fan. That's why I looked at you.
But it's just. I don't know what I'm going to say here.
He's nervous.
I'm all right. Look, I'm telling you. Look, as I say every day, Old Firm week, the night I'm not going to sleep. Right, I'm not going to sleep tonight, and I just feel Celtic on Sunday. I think they're going to play very much. I think they might end up playing 10 men behind the ball.
Hit them on the break.
Hit them on the break because Rangers struggle to pick these teams down. You know, they struggle to break them down. They struggled on Sundays, and they're doing this against Celtic. And once Celtic going to break on Sunday, that's what I'm nervous about.
Because they do have the pace if they do play the counter-attacking tactic.
Listen, if Mikey Johnston's on form as well, I was lucky enough to have Michael with Scotland 19.
That's right.
Michael is special.
Did you do this? Were you a manager of Scotland 19?
Assistant manager.
Was you? Fuck.
Have you not done your research on Darren Jackson?
Shut up, you can talk, you never know fucking half it either.
No, it's John, the producer, gave me all the
information. Michael special. And the problem last year, Michael played an Old Firm game last year, and I thought he was helping Lustig too much, because I think Lustig was terrified of Kent.
Yeah.
And that was a big plus for Rangers last year, but they've obviously not got now, but they've got other players that can hurt them. But Michael was actually a double right back rather than being a wide player.
Can I ask you a question? Say when you're watching Hibs, Hearts, derbies, who are you rooting for? Did you score when both teams score?
Yay! No, I go in and just enjoy it. I'm good pals with Lockie, so I go there and I go Easter Road, and I just love being there. I actually do love being at them, and I it doesn't matter to me who actually wins. And Hibs fans will maybe give me a mistake, and Hearts fans, but I'm truthful.
That's just what happens when Ewan goes to a Rangers and Hearts match.
So much pish, by the way.
See, I've got to say, I'll tell you another true story. That obviously I played for Hearts for 5 years. My dad was the biggest.
Hibs for 5 years.
Hibs for 5 years. My dad was the biggest jambo you've ever known.
Really?
Right. So he lived in Easter Road, but he was the biggest jambo, and he went to Easter Road for 5 years, and then went to Celtic and all that, and then the day I signed for Hearts, I took him with me.
Brilliant.
And, I got my first trip framed, and I got engraved at the bottom. See, dreams do come true.
Oh, that's quality, man.
Lovely.
And
that is good.
He's been dead 10 years, but there was a few tears that day when I gave him that.
That's amazing.
But that's.
And how was he when you played with Hibs? Was he?
Oh, he was fine, because he was there to watch me.
Right, when he sees you in your maroon strip, though,
he just loved it.
That would have been brilliant.
I can remember to this day. It was against Kilmarnock, and it was 2001. Oh no, sorry, it was 99. 99 Kilmarnock, so it must have been March, because that's when the transfer window was in. It must have been about March, and I can remember running out and looking at him, and it was just amazing.
That's what it's
all
all about,
looking at
isn't
me with a maroon strip on.
Do you think that your father had a big part to you playing? It's a big part of you signing with Hearts just to do that?
Listen, I go and watch my wee boy playing football. He just plays junior, or he's played juvenile, and I just love it. I go to
I've been to the pantomime. My daughter's a dancer in the pantomime, great dancer,
and I love it. But I just think to my dad, my mum was there as well at Paris for the opening game. My dad's standing there watching his boy playing against Brazil in the opening game in the World Cup.
You're going to make me agree here.
I know, but
you're going to make me agree here. That's quality.
Yeah,
and then your dad sees you pull on that maroon jersey that you loved and adored.
And then my dad comes and sees me with a pair of tits on at Cinderella.
But you suit them. you sure you need them?
I've not heard that one before.
But no, listen, going to the pantomime, I'm just like going to my wee boy's football. I love seeing my wee girl on stage, and because she just comes alive.
Pinocchio at the Pavilion this year. Come and see her.
She'll be I'll be there.
Yeah, great over there. Darren Jackson's daughter, brilliant dancer. I'm Chippetto.
Have you got your plug in? You happy with that now?
What are you talking about?
Pinocchio,
happy
plug. Good.
Hold on, while we're here plugging, also I'm wrestling at the Pavilion on the 5th of October, so buy tickets for that and all.
All right, cheers. Darren Jackson, before we let you go, you need to talk about your main event company. I've seen the car. It's stunning. So just tell us what this company is that you have.
Well, I had a hospitality company with my sister and brother-in-law about 12, 13 years ago. And it was going well. We had 2 3-class Mercedes. We used to pick people up, take them to the football. I had a couple of refreshments in the back. Going to the game, going back for the game, and then when I left St Mirren, I was thinking, what am I going to do? And spoke to my partner and spoke to my sister and brother-in-law and said, why not start that up again? And so I've started, and it's more just now the chauffeur drive. Rather than the hospitality side of it. But it's going really well. People look and say, oh, you've had Scott Brown, you've had the Rangers boys, you've had Chris Sutton, you've Tommy Johnston, had Craig Brown and Jock Brown in the car and all that. But I picked people up in the West End, Glasgow on Sunday. David and Eileen. It was an older couple who were going on a cruise, and their daughter had set this up. They didn't know that they were getting chauffeur driven to the airport. And
wow,
and
that's
the look,
cool.
Honestly, the look on their face, it was just because you get in, as I say, you get a wee refreshment, and they were just sitting there, and it was magnificent. So it's not just for this; it's just not for the footballers or
it's for anybody and everybody.
It's for and it is. Listen, I've got to say. It's special, and it's
quite an emotional guy, Dan. Quite a nice guy, man. No, do you know what I mean? That's cool. You can look at it. You know what I mean?
He looks in a different way.
I know, because that's what I would feel like. It's rewarding you, basically saying picking up all the old folk and all that.
Picking up all the old folk.
No, but I don't mean it like that.
It makes it sound like you're going to.
So listen, you're going
I'm listening.
again. You're going to the golf with your 4 years in the back of the car, having a good chat on the way down, and going to play golf.
You don't have to worry about anything.
Is your deal the kind of thing? I remember I done a charity golf day with Charlie Adam, and obviously he's in Fuzzins down at Stoke. And I was like, you staying the night? He says, no, I've got my chauffeur taking me back down.
A chauffeur?
What is it? What do you call it? A
Chauffeur.
Chauffeur, whatever. No certain one of them. So is that the kind of thing that...
Yeah, listen, a lot of boys. A lot of boys down in England have their own. Do you know what I mean? Because they're earning $100,000 a week. It's a wee bit different up here, but listen, a lot of people have used it. Footballers, non-footballers.
You must have some stories, mate. What have you seen in the back of your car?
What happens in the car stays in the car. It's very, very, very discreet.
So what was that again? So what's the motto for?
Sorry, it's my fault.
What's the motto for the car?
What happens in the car stays in the car.
Oh, now you're tongue. Geezer llama.
So listen, it's very discreet.
Still got an empty. Still got getting empty these days.
That's why people trust you, because you've been in the game. You didn't want people talking and what this happened or that's happening.
It's confidentiality, isn't it?
Nothing gets back.
How do I book your car?
Where can we find you?
On Main Event Transfers on the website, or info at if you want to email info@maineventtransfers.com.
You know, get Twitter,
Yes,
social. You need to get Instagram and all that.
I've gone on Instagram.
You've got it?
Yes, I'm on Instagram.
Right, so
on
plug that
Facebook,
in.
Main Event Transfers. Just type in Main Event Transfers.
Right, I'll retweet it and all that.
So everything's going great. As I said, it's.
And what's
it's different.
What's the complimentary beverage? Is it a complimentary beverage of our choice, or do you choose for us?
Well, I'll have
Pre-order.
something. I think I'll have something you'll enjoy.
Oh, really? Aye.
Okay.
You have chocolate on that?
Yes.
Aye.
Yeah.
Crisps?
No.
Crisps?
No food. There's no food.
Oh, you can't.
You know, pizza.
Hold on a minute.
No
Right,
food.
we'll see. I'm coming in with a packet of knickknacks. We're going to Tenka, so you're going to tell me.
Aye. Yes.
I'm not going to get in with the knickknacks.
No, you're
what
not.
about a fag?
You know.
No way. So what if we're driving down the road in the M8 to Edinburgh for Glasgow, and we want to nip into the Hart Hill Services?
That's a good one. I like that.
To get some crisps and some
There's no food.
at all.
No food.
Of any sort.
No food. No.
So what if we've got a wee bit of the munchies?
Well, I'll see.
Right, you
It
do it.
depen-
We'll see.
It depends how much you're paying.
Darren Jackson, we will be in contact.
No bother.
About Main Event Transfers. Thank you so much for coming in, mate. It's been an absolute
Loved
joy
it.
listening to the stories. And best of luck with the new venture.
Thank
with
you.
Main Event Transfers. And thanks for coming in.
Thank
Cheers,
you very
Darren.
much.
Thank
Enjoyed
you.
it.
So that's it for the Football Daft podcast, episode 14, with our sponsors, Glasgow Private Hire. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for listening. You can get more Football Daft content. Our Facebook page, just search for Football Daft. You can also get us on Twitter at Football Daft Pod. We're also on Instagram, that's Football Daft Podcast, and YouTube as well. And the podcast is available every week on a Thursday around lunchtime, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Acast, and other popular podcast providers. Our thanks to the fans who came on the show to talk about the Old Firm game. Our thanks to Darren Jackson, who you loved.
I'd say up there with one of my favourite interviews.
Brilliant
really genuine guy. I don't know how many times he said listen, though.
He said it a few times.
Listen.
And he nearly got you in tears.
Aye, yeah, man, that was quite emotional, wasn't it?
It was. So our thanks to Darren Jackson for popping in to see us as well. And what else can I say? It's been another great show.
It's been a
I've
great
really
show.
enjoyed it.
And remember, troops, your strips, send me them in. I've got this Clyde one here. We'll put that up. That'll be the first one to put up, as I say. Any strips. Review the podcast online if you like it, and your pals and that. Tell folk.
Yes.
If you're at university and all that, tell your lecturer.
Why would you tell your
Tell
lecturer?
the ice cream van driver. Tell the postman.
Tell whoever.
Tell whoever. Tell...
Did you ever go to uni?
No, I was meant to.
You were meant to?
Aye.
To study what?
Community work.
You were going to university to study community work?
I was a youth worker. I done a youth work apprenticeship with a view to be a community worker.
And you do that at university?
You need to go spend 3 years at university.
All right. That's it for the Football Daft podcast. Grado, guess what? You've been daft.
You've been football. It's yourself. Remember that.